Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance, and this resistance video is sponsored by contribution from Treasure Travel. And here's her story. Purple fucking Martin House. Hi, Ollie. I'm writing you and sending a donation to fund your continued efforts to make these videos. Your channel has given me the courage to go no contact with my two narcissistic parents. I am 52 and have been no contact for 3 years. Breaking away was a process punctuated by several epiphany-generating incidents in which my parents acted so over-the-top crazy and venomous that I experienced involuntary wounds to my emotional ties to them. Most of these situations involve monumental things in my life, such as my weddings, graduations, and the birth of my children. The cumulative effect of these wounds vanquished enough of the crippling emotions such that I could see their true nature. Then no contact was the only reasonable path. Thank you for your guidance during this phase. I am in the process of writing you about these pivotal incidents and hope to share them with your audience in the near future. Writing about heavy stuff is painful and difficult and can bring on anger that I thought I had resolved. However, writing has become a part of my healing journey. Pouring it out on paper, so to speak, brings the clutter of memories, thoughts, and emotions into focus. Brushing pain under the rug for decades does not make it go away. The only way to deal with it is head on. Only then we can evaluate, learn, and try to heal and move on. To give you a little bit more background about me and my family, I'm the middle child of three, and as you may have guessed, Treasure is not my real name, as two narc parents would never name a female middle child Treasure. I have an older sister who is close to my age and a brother who is 8 years younger than me. He was the golden child, and despite all the comparisons and unfairness in how he was treated with pseudo-respect praise versus how the girls were treated with no respect, my sister and I adored our little brother. Details about my brother and his adult relationship with me and my sister is the most painful and regretful thing about my narc family, so I may not be able to bring myself to write about that. I moved out of state at age 22 to go to graduate school and never moved back. The geographical distance I put between me and my family gave me enough breathing room to have my own thoughts. Additionally, not dealing with the toxicity and disrespect from narc parents on a daily or weekly basis made me much less tolerant of the abuse when I did find myself back in harm's way. Because my husband is normal and comes from a normal family in which the kids experience unconditional love from emotionally mature parents, I got an inside look at a normal family. It was eye-opening. My relationship with my parents became more and more distant each year following my move, and that has been a wonderful salvation for me and has spared my family a lot of potential toxicity. My husband and two children, now adults. Since the subject of gifts plays a major role in the following story, and since gift giving and receiving tends to be a flashpoint for narcissists in general, I would like to elaborate a bit on my mother's gifts and as a prelude to the following story. As I have said to my sister on a number of occasions over the last 3 decades, Mom is so hell-bent on deprecating us that she even tries to rob us of any joy we may feel when giving her a present by shitting on it. Boy, that was my mother and grandmother. And Charlene's mother. No gift is ever good enough. You know, you bought it for some nefarious reason or another, some reason that they're projecting back on you for yourself, something that's never good enough, you had some ulterior motive. And it's not about the gift, it's just about the control. It's about just never giving you pleasure, never even letting you have the satisfaction of making them happy. That's been my best guess of what's been going on in her head. Shitting all over is the best way for me to describe my mother's reaction to receiving a gift. She not only shits on the gift, but shits on the giver, stooping to the level of personal attacks, i.e., why would you buy that? Why would you think I would like that? Why would you waste money on that? Did you actually get it for yourself and then not want that? Is that why you're giving it to me? Yep. All projection. Those Uggs you gave me were not lined with real fleece. They were. There were enough examples of her denigrating me, my sister, and my father after giving her a gift that I could write an entire book. I will give you a few specific examples just to paint the picture. Well, you kind of just did. This could be kind of over-explaining, but it's okay. One Christmas when I was around 17, my father gave my mother a pair of diamond stud earrings from the Shane Company. Instead of thanking him, she flew into a rage and shouted at him, "Is that all I'm worth?" Yeah, you can't buy them expensive gifts because there's always something more expensive you could have bought them. And they know it's expensive and they know you really want the praise and they're never going to give it to you. So the better the gift, the worse they're going to treat you over it. So you don't do it. She continued with her rage throughout the day, and I'm sure throughout her life, repeating this question and ruining Christmas for all of us. My poor little brother was elementary school age. How sad is that? There was no evidence that her fit related to anything strange between her and my dad, like, for example, a mistress for which he purchased more expensive pair of earrings. No, it's just about not giving your father the pleasure, knowing it's an expensive gift and throwing it in his face anyway, still not telling him it's good enough. And the better the gift, the worse they'll use it against you. No, she decided to rage and make sure he did not have the satisfaction of being happy that he picked out a nice expensive gift that she liked. I believe she viewed the Shane Company as a bargain store, so that served as a sufficient catalyst in her mind for the fit she wanted to pitch to ruin the holiday. Her bitching and moaning about the stupid earrings continued long after Christmas, for years actually, because they're earring. I told you. She would always include her catchphrase question in retelling of the story. I mean, is that all I'm worth? My sister and I refer to Christmas as, is that all I'm worth Christmas? Did she keep the earrings? That's what I want to know. Probably. In a second example, I was visiting from out of state. My sister and I invited my mother to go shopping with us, but she declined. She never did want to go anywhere with us, so she never did. Since she and I share a love of perfume and tend to have the same preferences, don't get in the don't get in the perfume, because that deals with senses, and senses deals with personal taste, and anything that deals with personal taste can be used against you. I took the opportunity to pick out a lovely perfume for her. Another mistake. Narcissists and perfume, if you know a narcissist wears a certain brand, buying her anything other than that certain brand is an auto fail. Because whether they love it or not, they'll never give you the satisfaction. They're going to find something wrong with it. And on perfume, they do it every time. They do it every time. So you're there trying to spend time and pick out a thoughtful gift, something new. That's not it. You know what I like. Why would you buy me something different? I know where this is going. I took the opportunity to pick out a lovely perfume for her. She did not thank us when we gave it to her, and then proceeded to grump around the house. I told her that if she did not like the fragrance, that was fine, as taste in perfume is personal, and I could return it no problem. Maybe my sister would like to have it. That'll even make it worse. Later, we heard her say in a loud, angry voice to my father, "Why the hell would they buy that? I like perfume I can spray, and I enjoy the spray, so why the hell would they buy me a stupid rollerball, for God's sake?" So it wasn't about the brand, it's about the spray versus a roller. It doesn't matter. There it is. She knows what I like. I do not exaggerate when I say her body and voice shuddered with anger and hatred. My father could be heard trying to calm her down. Imagine having to be calmed down because of a rollerball. Needless to say, she carried on like a child and ruined the evening and part of my visit. One more note about gift receiving. My mother extends her shit to gifts I have given my father. For a time, I enjoyed sending my father a book or two for Father's Day and his birthday. I spent time reading reviews and enjoyed selecting books for him that he liked and that he and I liked to discuss after he had read them. My mother always took the opportunity to lie and inform me that I should not send him books because he did not want them. This shit relates to my mother constantly trying to drive wedges between my father and his children. The wedge is another chapter from my memoirs that I hope to send you as well. Anyway, concerning my mother's reception of presents, you get the picture. Ollie, what do you make of this warped perception of gifts? It's nobody's allowed to be happy. Nobody's allowed to have a relationship out of her control. That's all that is. Gifts is just a way for her to control and abuse and make you feel like you're not good enough. Concerning my mother giving gifts, as one would expect from a narcissist, strings attached. You never thanked her enough. You did not wear it the right way, so you are ungrateful. It was not out when they visited, so you are ungrateful. We don't know what to get your kids because they already have everything. You have your kids open gifts on Christmas Eve rather than Christmas Day, so they would be less special. You have the picture hanging in the side room instead of the living room, which shows that you're ungrateful. You get the picture. Continuing on the topic of gifts, but now getting on with the story of the birdhouse. I once received a large purple martin house in the mail. No card, no explanation. The tale of the purple martin house is actually quite trivial in the grand scheme of my narcissist ordeal. However, it encompasses 5 classic elements of narcissist abuse, and so could be an example in a psych textbook. Because it is much of a lighter nature than many of the stories that you read on your channel involving physical and sexual abuse, I hope your audience will enjoy the stereotypical narcness of it and get a laugh. I was 31 when it occurred. The overriding theme of this story is passive aggression that permeates the other 4 narcissist elements. 1, grief associated with gifts, giving and receiving gifts with a narc. 2, controlling money. 3, jealousy leading to sabotage of other people's relationships. And 4, grief for years and years and years after the incident. The quintessential narcissist ammunition locker. Ollie's phrase routine. Purple martins are actually a wonderful species of small insect-eating birds that colony nest in large groups. When gimmicky catalog companies gained popularity in the 90s, oh God, did my ex-wife love those things, those oriental trading things. Large multi-chamber purple martin birdhouses were short-lived fad after they were marketed as a natural way to clear mosquitoes from your property. The promise was that if you installed one of these monstrosities on your property, you would attract these colonies of birds, regardless of whether or not the species existed in your state. Then your mosquito problems would vanish. Oh, those catalogs are hilarious. It required assembly and had dozens of pieces. It was large, ugly, and hideously plastic. I left it in the box and stuck it in the garage. I had no idea who had sent it, as it came directly from Lillian Vernon Catalog Company. Oh, I know that one. That one's terrible, too. Oh, my ex-wife gets all of that shit. Could it have been my parents? Well, maybe, except at the time they were shunning me, my husband, and my adorable baby daughter, as they sometimes did for months, for who knows why. One time they shunned us for a full year, and when I would call, my mother would say, and I quote, "What do you want?" To which I would reply, nothing. I remember very distinctly that they had been giving us the silent treatment for months prior to the arrival of this thing, which is why I dismissed the notion they had sent it. It was not my birthday or any other holiday, and I racked my brain to come up with who sent it so I could thank them. It remained a mystery for 2 to 3 months, then a phone call from my mom, and she gets right to the point. "Mom, did you get the purple martin house?" Me: "Oh, was that you who sent it? We were wondering who sent it, as it came with no card." Mom: "Well, who did you think sent it? We didn't hear from you. You didn't let us know you got it." Me: "Well, as I said, I had no idea who sent it because it came with no card." Mom: "Well, did you put it up?" Me: "Not yet. Why did you send it?" Mom: "It is from my mother. She wanted to give you and your husband $100, so I decided to use the money to get you a gift and have it sent. I mean, you like birds, right? Isn't that why you have pet birds?" So she decides what form your gift should take. What a fucking bitch. What an awful, awful woman. She doesn't want anybody to be happy. Seriously, it was very sad for me to hear this because my grandmother, alone in a nursing home, thought she had sent us $100 via my mother, and 3 months had gone by and I had not thanked her. So not only had my mother sabotaged my grandmother's actual money gift, but she also sabotaged my ability to thank my grandmother in a timely and polite manner. $100 back then would have been very helpful to me and my husband with a new baby. A purple Martin house, on the other hand, not the least bit helpful. But of course, my mother knew that. And although I did not know the term narcissist, I knew my mother well, and I could tell by her tone in the phone conversation that she was pleased with herself. Would you believe that the list price for that thing in the catalog was $99.99? I guess that really says it all. My mother picked the one thing from that catalog that would exploit the entire monetary gift. Of course. Although my mother did not have a good relationship with her mother, I did. In hindsight, there was actually a number of other incidents that I think support the idea that my mother was trying to sabotage my relationship with her mother. Your mother was trying to sabotage everybody's relationship with everybody. I guess that means she was jealous of my closeness with her mother. For example, I used to write my grandmother a lot when she was in the nursing home and she kept the letters. I will never forget the time that my parents started teasing me in a mean manner about the content of the letters because they had read them. The letters discuss things like how much I love my boyfriend. Their invasion of privacy and using it to insult me was demeaning and unnecessary. I never wrote my grandmother after that, although I called her. How sad is that? She has since passed away. The damn purple Martin house sat unassembled in its box in her garage for 8 years, causing me anxiety. I had no interest or reason to put it up, yet I kept it for fear that I might need to put it up if my parents were to visit. The actual house itself, sitting in the garage, did not reach out and cause me anxiety, but rather the bitching of my mother at me about it for years did. Have you put up the purple Martin house? That was really important for grandmother to give you that gift, so you should have put that house up. No, it was important for the grandmother to give him the $100. It is sad that you said you did not appreciate that gift from your grandmother, etc. When I threw it away before we moved, it gave me anxiety and relief all at the same time. I actually used the term a purple Martin house to describe the following. For example, if a friend were to give you a peanut butter cookies for your birthday, even though she knows you're allergic to peanuts, I would call that gift a purple Martin house. Sending one to my DNA donors for Christmas. You can't make this shit up. Treasure trouble. Well, basically you have a mother who wants to sabotage everybody's relationship with everybody. It's just a horrible, horrible person who can't even let you get satisfaction in making them happy. Won't even do it. Won't do it. Won't be happy to make you, even if it makes you happy. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. And it's all about control and demeaning. And I'm glad that you're no contact with this person. So congratulations. So thank you for your contribution, Treasure, and thank you for your story. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up a Skype chat, phone call, private video, or Facebook chat, or you'd like to sponsor a video for someone who can't afford one, or just contribute to the channel in general, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. And if you're still unclear, the instructional video link will pop up at the end of this video to walk you through all of that. Please like and share this video where you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been The Narcissistic Resistance. Bye.